Good morning, this is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, seeing a mild and cloudy start to the day this morning with a few light rain showers around the area. Expecting that rain to start to come to an end as we move through the morning. Most of the day remaining dry, but we will see a chance of maybe a few isolated showers later in the day today. If you take a look at our current surface analysis, we have this cold front pushing through the area, and then out ahead of it, seeing those showers pushing through right now. Later on, we'll see the front itself actually push through the area, wind shifting out of the north with some cooler temperatures returning to the area as we go through the remainder of the week. But looking at current conditions, looking at a scattered deck around 7,500 feet, overcast at 10,000 feet. We are seeing some light rain out there at this time. That should start wrapping up here shortly. Winds out of the west at 8 knots, gusting up to 16 knots, temperature at 58 degrees. And our relative humidity is at 72%. If we take a look at the local radar picture here, we can see that light rain is starting to move off to the east and out of the area. This little bit of reflectivity off to the west-southwest, expecting that to miss the local area, so should see things start drying out, remaining fairly cloudy as we move through the morning hours, and then we'll likely see some additional sun as we get into the afternoon time. If we take a look at our current visible satellite, we see lots of clouds in the area, and like I said, expecting those cloudy conditions to continue through the morning. Could see some of these breaks in the clouds moving in as we get into the afternoon time, and then clouds building back in later tonight. If we look at our short-term high-resolution model, picking up on those showers moving through the area this morning, and then having that wrap up by the time we get into the afternoon. And then, as you can see here, some light radar returns showing up for the later part of the afternoon in the local area, likely towards the close of business today or thereafter. So we'll keep a slight chance of maybe an isolated shower during that late afternoon, early evening time frame. But overall, things remaining dry as we go through the overnight. We'll see those winds shifting out of the north to northeast as we get to the day tomorrow. We will see things becoming slightly breezy as we start the day tomorrow. With that onshore flow, it's going to keep things cooler as we go over the next couple of days, and things will likely be mostly cloudy for the most part as we move through the day tomorrow, with some breaks in those clouds as we go into the evening. And then going overnight Thursday and into the day on Friday, we'll keep some cool conditions with that onshore flow, but we'll see some additional sun as we move through our day on Friday, but things looking dry as we move through the end of the work week. Take a look at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today. We do have that red risk for precip this morning as we are seeing those some light rain out there this morning. But again, that should start wrapping up, so not entirely covering the 8 to 12 time frame. But we do have yellow risk for those winds at or above 25 knots. To expect some gusty winds this morning up to around 20 to 22 knots, but should see those falling off as we get into the afternoon slightly. Winds more out of the southwest as we get into the afternoon, 9 to 14 knots, gusting up to 21 knots, and that's going to help those temperatures warm up nicely as we get up to around 68 degrees for our afternoon high, and then we'll see a more westerly shift ahead of the front, becoming north as we get behind the front, going into the evening time frame. So as that front approaches, again, that chance or slight chance of a few isolated showers pushing through the area, so we pick up that yellow risk for precip once again as we pass the 1600 local time frame into the early part of the evening. And again, not looking like a high chance at this time, about a 20% chance of seeing one of those isolated showers impact the area. Otherwise, just keeping some clouds around that's going to keep temperatures from potentially dropping too low behind the front. So expecting our low just around 48 degrees for Thursday morning. That's right about average for this time of year. We do pick up that yellow chance after midnight for those winds at or above 25 knots as we start seeing those gusty winds back up around 22 knots behind the front out of the north, sustained around 9 to 14 knots, and then more northeasterly wind as we get into the start of the day on Thursday with some mostly cloudy conditions around the area. Slightly above normal tides at this moment, and if we look at the next couple of days, we're seeing mostly cloudy day overall for Thursday. We'll see a slightly breezy onshore flow through the day. Do keep a yellow risk for those winds at or above 25 knots, likely early on during the day, best chance of seeing those elevated winds, but still staying slightly breezy as we move through today. That's going to keep things cool with a high just around 54 degrees, so well below average for this time of year. We'll start to see a reduction in some of those clouds as we get later in the day, becoming partly cloudy. We'll see partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions overnight Thursday night. We'll see our low around 40 degrees. Onshore flow still going to be on the light side, but still keeping temperatures a little elevated, so not letting them bottom out too far. But green conditions expected for our weather risk, and as we go into Friday, continue with those green conditions. Overall, mostly sunny with some partly cloudy times through the day. We'll keep that slight onshore breeze, but not quite as breezy, so allow temperatures to get up a little higher, but still cool for this time of year with a high around 57 degrees. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.